Well, today is a pretty exciting one for me. I'm buying myself a new bike. First new bike I've ever had. And you'll notice this one does not have an exhaust pipe. And the reason is, it is electric. Yes, I'm going to the dark side. I've test ridden it and it is ridiculously fast, which isn't really what I need for the kind of riding I do, but I'm hoping it is going to be able to tackle the tough stuff as well. We will see. Stay tuned. So an important thing for me is how smooth it is off the start, and yeah, the throttle seems to be pretty smooth and progressive. No shortage of power. Yeah, it goes fine. Let's see what it's like in the woods. Well, first off, I can tell you that power is not the problem. It's got bags of power. Even in third gear that I'm in right now, it just takes off even from like walking speed. Yeah. It does feel heavier than my free ride, which it is, but it does have a heavier feel, and certainly quite a bit heavier than my trials bike. It's kind of weird because you can hear the tires actually rolling over rocks. There's such different noises, not just the engine whine, but you can hear the chain slapping, and you can hear any little rocks get thrown up. Yeah, this thing is more than I need. There's still one more gear to go after that. I won't be using that, I don't think. So far there's definitely some pluses. The power being the main one. These tires are not the greatest. Seems to be able to hop over things just fine. The cons are that I don't know if there's a flywheel or not, but with these electric bikes, but if there is, it'd be nice if it was bigger. So I'm going to look into that because every time the back wheel just slightly comes off the ground, it just spins up. Whoa! Woo! Yeah, you gotta be. That was in second. It's a handful in second. It is so peppy that even just coming up rocks like that, it's enough to make your throttle hand just twist slightly as you hit the bumps, and that just is enough to rev the engine up. So I'm gonna leave it in third, even though it sounds like that's too high of a gear for this sort of speed, but it actually is just fine. As you can tell there, it twists the throttle and it lights it up, even in third, from almost a dead stop. So holy cow. Whoa. Whew. That back brake is unbelievably touchy. I'm definitely gonna have to do something about that. Oh shit! Fuck! What the fuck? Why the hell wouldn't it run? Okay, that was weird. When it was rolling backwards, it wouldn't give me any power. That was not fun. I was lucky there. Fuck. Yes. So when you don't make it, there's definitely some trickiness because it rolls backwards on you. And it is very tough to get going again. So basically you pretty much have to make it first time up. And there is no regen or engine braking, even in first gear, which I'm in now. It just runs away from you. And you let the brakes off. So it means a lot more use of the brakes, which is fine, except the back one, it's very touchy. Locks up the back wheel so easily. Oh, actually now that I'm in first gear, that does seem to have improved it. I guess it's there's more inertia going on when it's in first gear. Keeps it from locking up quite so quickly. Still, part of the learning curve. Oh yeah, okay. Popping the clutch definitely works. Definitely going to take a bit of getting used to. It takes a little bit more lifting and a little bit more heaving, throttle twisting than either of my gas bikes. But that's just a matter of getting used to it. And I may well get the pegs set back a bit further, just because that's more what I'm accustomed to. Lightens up the front end a bit. To start with, I wasn't too impressed with the front brake, but now I think it's broken in. It seems to be working just fine. It seemed a little bit underpowered, but now I can use one finger, get whatever braking I need. It seems to be handling these downhills pretty good. Oh yeah! Woo! Gotta be careful here because I don't have a skid plate on yet. I'm sure you're watching this thinking it's like a 2 degree slope, but if you look back you can kind of see what I came down there. Definitely more than 2 degrees. So what the heck is it? Trying to figure out here why it is that sometimes there's no power when I roll backwards. I'm back out at Dave's for a proper test ride this time. I'm hoping that Dave will come out for a ride with me. He's got some customers at the moment. So I'll go for a bit of a warm-up. So far, I've only got about an hour's ride on it here at the club property, and I am quite impressed. However, I have found a couple of limitations, and certainly not with the power. It's absolutely phenomenal. The power, the torque. Even the clutch seems to work quite well. You can hear me slipping it right there. And it's such a different experience just listening to this, only the motor and the tires slapping against the ground. But it is definitely a learning curve. Feels very similar to my KTM free ride as far as the geometry, and I'm pretty sure they copied a lot of the free ride when they designed this thing. Many of the parts look very similar. So the first limitation that I noticed is the lack of inertia with the motor, and that's important when you're doing hard enduros, because when you're climbing something steep and the back wheel is jumping up and down on rocks or roots or whatever, the moment the back wheel leaves the ground, the back wheel just lights up and spins up. It doesn't have a flywheel like in a gas engine. So I'll see if I can demonstrate it here. Yeah, okay, here's an uphill right here. So if you listen to the back wheel, you can hear it constantly accelerating as the back wheel spins. That was a bit of a fail. It's definitely it'll take me a while to get used to this power. And the other limitation for us hard enduro riders. Whoa! Okay, what the heck? Okay, that happened to me the other day on my first ride. You notice there I rolled back, and I don't know if you could see, I was twisting the throttle and nothing happened. That, let's see if I can duplicate it. No? Wow. There is something that's kicking out the motor when I come to a stop on a hill, and I'd surely like to get to the bottom of it, because the other day when I came out I rolled backwards twice, ended up on my back in the bushes, and it could have been quite dangerous. So as I was saying, the other limitation is, say I'm doing something super steep like this and I don't make it, there's absolutely nothing stopping you rolling backwards. So clutch is out, and there is no engine braking to stop you rolling backwards. And I can tell you that is a big minus for hard enduros. when you stop and wipe out halfway up a hill, you want the bike to stay where it's put, which it does with a gas bike. The engine stops the bike from rolling backwards. So I've ordered a rear brake left-hand lever, so that when I'm in this position here, I can pull the back brake and not have to worry about whether my foot's on the peg. 'Cause usually when you're in this position and you're wiping on the verge of stalling or wiping out, your feet come off the pegs just to keep you balanced. So that, I think, is going to be a really useful addition. And then I don't know if there is such a thing, but if there's a flywheel that I can put on, that again would be a real plus. Other than that, I'm giving this bike like 9 3/4 out of 10 for a trail bike and a all but hard enduro bike. Seriously, it's got power, feels nice and plush. It's an absolute pleasure to ride. They've done a really good job. And I'm riding right now in second, which, you know, at less than walking speed, it crawls down to nothing and spins up. Like, you don't even need first. I don't even know why they put a first gear on this thing. And then when you get going a little bit faster, if you put it in third, which I've just done, you can still start off just fine from nothing, but it does smooth out the power delivery. Stops the back wheel from lighting up quite so fast. So I can see I'm going to be in third 90% of the time, except for really steep uphills. Another minor downside, very minor, is that with no engine braking on the downhills, it's 100% brakes. There is no engine braking slowing you down. Even in first gear, it just revs up, but gives you virtually no braking assistance. So that just means more back brake, which you know, it's just a matter of getting used to. And speaking of the back brake, it is a wicked brake. Like, you barely put 2 toes on it and it locks up. So I'm gonna have to do something about that as well. Try and get some harder brake pads, or reduce the leverage or something, because yeah, it's very tough to modulate the back brake because it is so powerful. Front brake feels just like my free ride. Perfect. One finger and it locks up. So 100% marks on the front brake. Yeah, this is going to be fun. It's going to be really interesting to see how I do in the hard enduros. There's nothing for a couple of months, so that gives me a bit of time to put some hours on this thing and get used to how it works. And just modulating the power on the real tough stuff. Oh, yeah, like there. Too much. I'm in second. Maybe I should have even been in third, even for log jumping. The clutch is not bad. It's not as, it doesn't modulate quite as good as a, there again. Whoa, you see that? It cut off. It's something to do with rolling backwards. Do not like that. I will have to, yeah, sort that out. Yeah, it jumps stuff just fine. It's a little heavier on the front than my free ride. That could well be, well, it's partly of course the battery weight, but also I did move my foot pegs back a bit. Uh-oh. On my free ride. See, this is where I'm nervous because I am really not dialed in with the modulation enough to flick over this. But I'll give it a go. No, actually, you know what? I've got no hand guards on, and it is only my second ride, so I'm going to back off on that one. So I'm hoping to get to the point where I can attempt that kind of thing just as confidently as on my trials bike or on my free ride. And I know it's got the potential for it, for sure. Ideally, the most grip you can get is just before it starts slipping. Whoa, yeah. Okay, thankfully that time the motor didn't cut out and I was able to just apply a little bit of throttle, just enough to, oh, now it's cut out. Oh, now it's back. So yeah, there is a cutoff. There's a cutoff switch of some sort, and yeah, you saw what happened. You know, that's a perfect example of where it could be really dangerous. If I, yeah, got to sort that out. All right, let's carry on. The other thing I want to test today is the battery life. So I don't know how long I've been out, but it says 95%. So I've used 5% so far. This thing is supposed to have a tachometer. Oh, I saw it. Ah, okay. I see the tach reading now. Yeah, that's something that you never need to look at. Or the speedometer. Not interested. You want to keep your eyes on the trail at all times. But as I say, for a general trail bike or even a racing bike, this could be a very dangerous weapon to have. It really it has everything you need to go fast. Apparently this thing goes 120 kilometers an hour in top gear, which is just insane and totally unnecessary for me. So there again, talking of the gears, second is useful, third is useful, fourth and first completely redundant, even if you're just into fast stuff. You know, third gets up to some scary speed. Fourth I can only really see using on the highway, if you could street legal these things, which I don't think you can in Canada. And even in second, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, even in second, this thing gets up to some pretty nice speed. I let off before it even tapped out there. Of course, one of the benefits is you can't stall it. So even if you're going down something super steep and you lock up the back wheel, it doesn't matter. Just let the brake off and you're back to where you were. I'm being super tentative here because these tires do make me a little nervous. This is pretty steep stuff, although I'm sure it doesn't look like it on the video, but it's enough to make me a little nervous. There we go. And of course, you can, if you want to do a little bit of a right turn with a skid. Oh, shut off. What the heck? Even on a downhill. Interesting. Interesting. this, it just eats it up. It eats it up. The suspension's really good for what I need. It's soft and flush and just eats up the bumps. And I'm sure it's way too soft for guys that like to jump and do motocross style riding, but for this kind of stuff it just feels just like a trials bike. Wow, we went over that okay. Yeah, you really do have to be more careful modulating the throttle. You can't just hold it at one place. If you anticipate that the back wheel's going to spin, you just got to let it off just for a second. Wait and let the rear wheel float over whatever it is that's going to jump it up. Okay, we've got a series of little jumps here. Well, the bike did fine. I just lost my balance there. Ah, come on. Oh, fucking thing. Quit again. Shit. Wow. That's there's no way I'm going to be able to enter an event until I've got that sorted out. It's off again. What the hell? Come on. That is just bizarre. I can't even imagine what that safety is for. If it's not a tilt, because I wasn't tilting enough for it to be a problem. So it's something to do with the rolling back, and seemingly only when you just sort of finish doing something aggressive. Oh yes, I'm getting the hang of it.
Oh good, you liking it?
It's definitely a learning curve. It's totally different. Front end's quite heavy. Takes quite a bit to lift this front end, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely move the pegs back. That'll help with that.
Who's going to help you do that?
I got a guy. He's not a great guy, but it's a guy.
Yeah.
Remember
the time you and I were having a fun ride together, and we were up there, and then you kind of lost control? It was a really experty downhill.
That's quite possible.
But you let go of the bars or something.
Yeah.
Something crazy happened, and you regained control.
Oh, really?
On your free ride, I think.
Yeah?
Just up there.
Wow. Thankfully, I put it out of my memory. Otherwise, I'd be.
Do it again.
Sounds like something I'd be having nightmares about. I'm starting to get a little tired, and I'm only a third of the way through my battery. So that's a good sign. The bike's got more energy than me. So far, pretty impressive. All right, let's give this one a try. I've hooked up with a couple of the trials guys. Let's see if I can hang with them for a little bit. Oh yeah, of course they're going straight for the billy goat stuff. And they've got expensive trials tires on. But so far so good. Come on, baby. There we go. All right. Not bad, not bad. But still. Woo! Woo! Yes. I don't think I'll be doing that today. That looks mighty slippery. Yeesh. Huh. It shut off right there, coming down a hill. Alright, so I went up this hill in second last time. Let's try them third. Okay, here's third. Sort of forces you to go a little faster, which is not a bad thing. And it seems to still have enough jam, even when you get right down to 2 miles an hour. So yeah, it really is a toss-up between second and third on some of these top hills. That sounded like the clutch was slipping there. Yeah, went up there, no problem. That's probably the steepest one I've gone up yet. Whee! You didn't hear me coming, did you?